And now our AFC matchup. We got the Bills versus the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 1.5 and the over-under being 47.5. The Bills are coming off a close win against the Ravens. And to be honest, when I rewatched that game, the Ravens just kind of shot themselves in the foot. I'm sorry. I know the Broncos caused three turnovers, but the Ravens still had a chance to come and tie the game up with three turnovers. So, Mark Andrews decided to have the worst game of his whole career that game with the fumble, the drop 2-point conversion. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So it really seems like the Ravens shot themselves in the foot that game. Like I said, Mark Andrews had his worst game of the season. He fumbled the ball when they were going down into the Bills' territory. But it was still a full team effort win by the Bills. Nobody really stand down that game. Allen did have no passing touchdowns, but he did rush for 2 touchdowns. Cook had no touchdowns, so it was a real good team effort by the Buffalo Bills. But if you look at the stats of that game, you would think the Ravens won. The Ravens had way more total yards and they had more first downs. So you would think the Ravens could win the game. So keep an eye on that. That's a little scary if you think the Bills are just going to, this is their time to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They were outgained by the Ravens. But like I said, the Bills had the most important thing. They won the turnover battle. And every team in the playoffs so far, the team that won the turnover battle, they have won and they've advanced to the next round. But keep that in mind. The Bills, they definitely need to have their offense play better. They can't just have their defense, think they're gonna, cause 3 turnovers, because Mahomes hasn't had an interception in a long time. Okay, so I don't think if anybody's gonna bet that they're gonna cause 3 turnovers on the Kansas City Chiefs, that's fool's gold. Don't bet on that. Okay, and like I said, one thing that I also think that to keep this in mind, the Bills, their offensive line is just great. It is just amazing. Allen, I mean, it's not as good as the Eagles, but the Bills, they keep Allen clean and safe. The guy is the least sack quarterback in the NFL, and plus he's just hard to take down. He's a big guy. So, but their offensive line is doing a great job this season and keeping him clean. Cook, the running back, he has 19 rushing touchdowns. So really, he's having a great season. And, Allen, he just likes to spread the ball around. There's no going to be one dominant player in this. There hasn't been really one dominant player this whole season for the Bills. He has 2 good tight ends in Knox and Kincaid. Good wide receivers in Coleman, Cooper, and I think Kaiser, the other guy. So, and he has Cook, and he has Davis, the other running back. So there's weapons around, and he likes to spread around, and he likes to play Superman himself and rush the ball in for multiple touchdowns. So this offense is really great. It's way better when they even had Diggs and Gabe Davis. This offense looks way better and more functional. It's just not surrounded by one weapon. Let's talk about the Chiefs. The Chiefs are coming off a close fought win against the Texans. The Texans, they had more total yards and more time of possession. So you would think another team, just like the Ravens, who had more total yards, the Chiefs come, like they've done all season, they just find a way to win. And they did with the Texans. Will Anderson had 2 sacks on Mahomes. Mahomes playing, they pushed me out of bounds, blah, blah. I'm not getting into all the ref stuff. I think the refs with the Kansas City Chiefs is a little overblown, but it's not a good look when your quarterback fakes and he does a flop, and that's embarrassing. He flopped like a little girl, and I'm like, give me a break. Come on, Mahomes. Besides that, like I said, the Chiefs find a way to win. They're out gaining yards by the Texans, and the Texans had, I think, 7 or 8 minutes more time possession they did as well. So for them to come and win this, it's a very impressive, the Chiefs. The Chiefs have one of the best historic quarterbacks of all time in Patrick Mahomes. He's even better in the playoffs, statistically and QB rating wise. He has decent weapons too. I'll go over them briefly. Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Kelsey, Gary, the other tight end, Worthy, the other wide receiver, Juju. Juju doesn't really play that much, but there's weapons there. Some of the weapons are slow. Hollywood Brown and Worthy are okay, not too bad. And they got Pachenko and Hunt at running back, a nice little running back duo. So right that with their defense though, their bread and butter is their rush defense. Their rush defense is ranked 8th, and Chris Jones is the heart and soul of that defense. The guys like Jalen Carter, he just does everything. The guy's just everywhere, and it's hard to block him one-on-one. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get double teamed in this game. And they have good good linebacker play, the Chiefs defense, with Bolton there leading the way. So they gained some good playing time from those guys. Their passing defense leads some to desire. It's ranked 18th. But Watson is back for them, their other starting corner. He was hurt in week 7 in the NFL during this season since week 7. He came back last week on a snap count. But having him next to McDuffie, because they were having like two corners, they're trying to find a corner to replace him, and they really couldn't. So having Watson, who probably got his legs on him, his legs underneath him a little bit more for this game, it's just really good for the passing defense. You got the McDuffie and Watson. If McWatson could play more snaps during this game, it's just going to be great for their passing defense. My main concern, though, for the Chiefs, is they move their left guard to left tackle. Now, that's going to protect Mahomes more and from him getting sacked, which I think is more important. But the inside power running game for the Chiefs is going to suffer. You don't have that push. It's just going to be some guy, I don't even know who the hell playing left guard is for them, but you're losing him, the starting left guard, who's not playing left tackle. You're going to lose that inside push during the running game. So I think it's better that they moved him to left tackle to protect Mahomes' blind side, but they're going to lose a little bit in the running game, the power running game. So keep that in mind, okay? So with all that, this, like I said, a hard game to predict. But I come back, the Bills almost lost the game, or they almost got the game. They had the game tied against them by the Ravens, and they were +3 in turnovers, meaning they caused 3 turnovers and they didn't give no turnovers. So they had +3 in turnovers, and they almost let the Ravens come back and tie the game. That doesn't spark confidence in me. Even though their defense caused 3 turnovers, how do you let them almost tie the game? Also, the Buffalo's defense has been one of the worst defenses in the second half. They are 22nd in opponent success rate and 24th in opponent drop back EPA. So, it doesn't. I just don't think their defense can do what they did and cause 3 turnovers against the Kansas City Chiefs. I truly don't. The Chiefs have covered the spread 6 of their last 7 postseason games, and the Chiefs have won each of their 11 games at Arrowhead Stadium. And this game is basically a pick 'em because the number is almost 1.5. So with all that, I think the Bills have to score and score and score to keep up the Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs are going to be able to score on this average to below average defense that it is the Bills, okay? So I think the best play is over 47.5. I truly do, okay? And I like the Kansas City to cover the 1 or 1.5 point wherever you can get it. But I think the best play is over 47.5, and a sneaky play. You want to throw like $5 on it, $10, $20, whatever, is for this game to go over in overtime. I can see this game going overtime, like 24-24 kind of game. But best play, I believe, is the over 47.5. I think this is going to be a bit of a shootout. So give me the over 47.5 and the Kansas City to cover the 1 point.